Hello and welcome to our channel Artesmia. In this episode we will install a recent Linux kernel on a BTT Pi version 2 board. The image provided by BTT uses a 4.9 kernel and we will install a 6.7.4 kernel. For this we will use a dietpi distribution. The BTT Pi version 2 uses a Rockchip RK3566 processor, which is the same as on the Orangepi 3B SBC. The BTT Pi has the advantage that it can be powered with 24 volts, which is great for 3D printing, eliminating the need for a separate 5 volt power supply or 24 to 5 volts converter. So we got the idea of treating the BTT Pi as if it were an Orangepi, and it works pretty much out of the box, except for Wi-Fi where we have to tweak a little bit. We will perform our installation from a Linux computer, but it can be done the same from a Windows computer. We will just indicate the steps to be performed. With this being said, let's get started. First, we go with our browser to the dietpi.com webpage and we choose Orangepi and Orangepi 3B, and then we download the image. It is a compressed image, so we go to the folder where we downloaded the image and we decompress it. We extract here. We open a terminal window in the folder where we downloaded and extracted our image. And we first format our micro SD card. So that is sudo makefilesystem.vfat. We have to force the formatting in case there was something on the micro SD card before, and that's dev sdb. Password. There we go, that's very fast. In case you're using a Windows computer, you can do the formatting with the RPI, the Raspberry Pi installer. And so you just format your micro SD card and then you flash the image as you extracted it from your download. In Linux we do things a little bit differently. First we're going to find the exact name of our image so that we can copy it to flash it. Okay, there we go. Now we do sudo, because it has to be done as root, dd input file equals this dietpi image, copy, and then we paste. Output file equals dev sdb, bs equals 1 mega. And this takes a few minutes, so I'm going to pause right here. Okay, it's been flashed, so there we are. Now we have to copy the image into a folder on that micro SD card so that when we have our BTT board powered up, we can flash this image to the emmc. Now we remove our micro SD card from our computer and we insert it into the slot of the BTT board, and we power up the board with a USB-C cable. We plug in an Ethernet cable onto the port of our board, and in Linux we run this command to find the devices that are on our network. Okay, we can see here that it has the address 192.168.20 25.103. In Windows, you just go to your network settings and you find the device on Windows. Here we're going to use the SSH command to log onto a BTT board. In Windows you use PuTTY, and you do the same. We SSH to a device. The user is root and the password is dietpi. So we do SSH root at 192.168.25.103, and the password is dietpi. Okay, for the first login, it goes through a certain process, and we have to answer a few questions here and there. Under Windows, we just do that with PuTTY. Okay, here we don't change passwords, so okay, now it's all set. It's we have a working dietpi installation on our microSD card in our BTT Pi version 2. Now we don't have Wi-Fi, but we won't bother about that right now, since it's we're only having our SD card functional. We will worry about Wi-Fi when we install dietpi onto the emmc chip of the BTT Pi. Now we're going to power off our board, so we just write power off, and it closes the connection to our computer. Now that our BTT board is powered off, we take the microSD card out of its slot and we insert it in a card reader and plug this in our computer, and we open a file manager, and we will see all the partitions that are on our microSD card. We open the home partition. We enter in the dietpi folder, and we create a folder that I call downloads. Okay, this is for Linux, but for Windows it works exactly the same. Now we go into downloads, and we will copy the dietpi image into the download folder. There we go. And when it's done copying, we take our microSD card out of the computer and we insert it back into the BTT board, and we power it up. Now we SSH into a board again. Password dietpi. we go to our directory, so it's cd change directory, home, dietpi, downloads. And if we list the files, we can see that our image is here. Now we are going to flash this image onto the emmc of our BTT Pi. So for that we do ls blk, so listing the block devices. We see that emmc blk0 has a boot device on it, and so we are going to flash to emmc blk0. So for this we do, as root, so we don't need to do sudo, we do dd if equals a file name, of equals device emmc blk0, bs block size equals 1 mega, and to see how far it goes we can put status equals quotation mark progress. Return. And it will take a bit, so I will pause the video here and look again when it's done. Okay, it's finished. So we do power off, and to be able to take out micro SD card and reboot from the emmc. So we do power off. That will close the connection. And when it's off, we just take out the micro SD card and we power back on. There's a little button for that that says power. But the first time it takes a little bit longer to boot. So you just do arrow up, enter. Oh, okay, it gives the same Ethernet address, but you won't be able to log in with the same login, so you have to on your main computer you have to delete the hidden SSH hosts file. So move to trash the SSH folder, and then we go again. So it's like new, password dietpi, and that'll do first login again. It should be a little faster than when it was on the micro SD card, because the emmc is faster. Okay, now we have to go through the same process as before. So we don't change passwords and we don't disable UART. Okay, we're going to browse, search for software. So the MC Midnight Commander. Confirm. And we go down to install. And with tab, we move to OK. I'm going to opt out. And voila, we have dietpi installed on the emmc of the BTT version 2 board. Now we're going to do reboot to have a fresh boot on this emmc. So we just do reboot and that'll close the connection with the main computer. But we can do we are going to log on again. It'll take a while to ask for a password. dietpi. Okay, there we go. We are logged on. Now we're going to take care of the Wi-Fi because we have no Wi-Fi available right now. So we're going to install two packages, MG, which is my favorite text editor, and Network Manager. That for some reason doesn't get installed with dietpi, and the reason why you can't configure Wi-Fi right out of the box. And we're going to install also NetTools. That is not installed, which is convenient to have. We want to continue, yes, so enter for default, which is the caps Y. Now we're going to install Klipper, Moonraker, Mainsail, and crowsnest. So we're going to install Kiao, that's Klipper installation and update helper. So we're going to install Git first to, if it's not installed by default, which I don't remember, apt install Git. Continue. So we are going to clone the Kiao GitHub. Okay, we are going to, okay, Control C. We're going to log out and relog in as user dietpi. Instead of root, we use the user dietpi that has the same password, dietpi. And now we're going to clone Kiao's GitHub. Now we're going to run Kiao. Main menu, so we're going to install, that's 1. We're going to install Klipper, it's 1. Python versions 3. We're going to install 1 instance of Klipper. Okay, this takes a little bit of time, so I'm going to pause. Oh no, it was fast. Okay. For some reason it failed, so we're going to do it again. One. Do we want to add user dietpi to groups? Yes. Okay, now Klipper is done installing. We're going to install Moonraker. That's number 2. Yes. Okay, Moonraker is installed. Now we're going to install mainsail. Do we want the macros? Yes. Do we want to add update manager to moonraker.conf? Yes. So we're done installing Klipper, Moonraker, Mainsail, and crowsnest. So we go back. We are now going to install what is necessary for the CAN bus. So for this, we SSH into a board. First we do sudo modprobe can sudo modprobe can dev and sudo modprobe can gw, and now we create a file called etc/modules, and we add can. Oh, okay, it's read only because it has to be done by root, so we do sudo now we add can dev and can gw, and we add a black line at the end. So this is so that the modules are loaded at boot. Control X, Control S, Control Z together. And do sudo Python 3 virtual environment Now we activate the virtual environment, so source virtual environment bin activate. Oh, so sorry. It's okay. Now we are in the environment. So we do pip3 install Python can. And now we have to deactivate the environment. Now we have to create a CAN device. So we might as well do that as root. Sudo mg, sorry. And we add that text in there with a blank line at the end. Control X, Control S to save, Control Z to leave. And now we have to install catapults. Okay, catapults will allow us to install CAN on a motherboard, on a printer's motherboard, and onto the toolhead motherboard, or toolhead board rather. Now what we have left to do is to copy our printer data onto the board. I'm not going to show this process. Is pretty straightforward. Now we're going to power off BTT board, and we're going to install it in our 3D printer. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, or if it was even remotely useful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. This is it for this now, and we invite you to watch the next one on our channel.